Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man.
Righteous? Where do I start? Murder? Emotional manipulation? Child abuse and neglect? Suggested rape? Abuse of power as a respected member of the church? And genocide? Yeah, Frollo, you're not a righteous man, far from it. Hey guys, and welcome to TC Reviews Characters. You might have already guessed that I'm reviewing, more analysing in a way, the character of Frollo. I was listening to random Disney songs while I was drawing the other day when YouTube was playing Frollo's Hellfire. This made me start to think more about the character himself, and I found some opinions I had on him really quite disturbing. Unlike other Disney villains, Frollo sets himself apart by already being in power. When you compare him to other Disney villains, most are striving towards power as their ultimate goal, with a few exceptions. A few examples are Scar, he wants to be king, power. Ursula wants to be ruler of the Seven Seas, again, that's power. Ratigan wants to be king of Mousekind, strange goal to have, but he's going for power. Prince John wants to be king of England, power. And also Jafar wants magic, to be a sultan, and then a genie, power. The exceptions being characters like Cruella de Vil, who wants a new fur coat made out of puppy fur, lovely. Mother Gothel wants eternal youth, and Mad Madam Mim. Yeah, I have no idea what she wants, but she is one awesome villain. Frollo is already in power. He is a religious leader and a judge, and I'm guessing he'll be Catholic since this is set in the 1800s. So his goal of power isn't there, he already has it. It's what he does with this power that makes him such a terrifying villain. Going back to what I said at the start of this video, he firmly believes that he is, and I quote, a righteous man. This is one aspect that I personally find one of the most terrifying parts of Frollo. He believes his actions are just and totally acceptable, and I guess with him in such high power, it's also socially acceptable in that day and age. He can go around Paris murdering who he believes to be gypsies with no guilt attached. In his first sequence on screen, within just a few words, in fact, I can see what an utter twit he really is. He assumes a woman's bundle in her arms are stolen goods, because apparently back then that's all what gypsies did, steal. As a judge, you'd expect him to see all sides of the story, but he just assumes, and then it becomes fact, without any trial in sight. Later on in sequence, he literally kills the woman and almost kills the child she was actually carrying. So yeah, he's a murderer, and he believes he's in the right, until the Archdeacon basically says God was watching you through Notre Dame. Oh, suddenly guilty. Yeah, I'm not convinced, dude, that you actually had remorse, but whatever. So him murdering people, a particular group of people, I can't help but pair him with someone in true history. I mean, who else really murdered people because they were different than himself? Now, Hitler may be an extreme comparison, but when I think about it, their ideals were very, very similar. Both wanted a perfect master race. Genocide. Disney has a villain that is trying to commit genocide. Why have I never noticed that before? Like I said, I know it's an extreme pairing, and I know Hitler was way more torturous and downright evil. I'm just saying they both had the same end goal, which makes Frollo so much darker than any other villain. Another thing that I noticed with this character was how manipulative he was. All of Quasi's life, Frollo had been brainwashing him into thinking the outside world is a horrible place, a lot like Mother Gothel. But Frollo didn't want to keep him locked up because of his magical hair. Now, I think it was more the shame of being associated with a young man with a deformity. I mean, when Quasi is tied down and has fruit and veg thrown at him, he turns away, wanting nothing to do with him, but says there's a lesson to be learned. He is firmly validating what he's been brainwashing Quasi to believe. But earlier he said he was there to look after him. Where was his protection? Then he later victim blames Quasi, making him think he's the one in the wrong, not Frollo. There's nothing wrong with exploring the world. Your parents are there to protect you from some of the horrors that the world possess. Emotional manipulation. He victim blames a few times in this film. Another time is with Esmeralda. I love this scene. Why? Because I believe it's what we have wrong in today's society, especially with rape victims. Frollo is insinuating that he wants to bed Esmeralda, and she calls him out on this. Victim blaming. That is victim blaming, Frollo. Saying she's twisting things with her bewitching mind. In today's society, there is a lot of victim blaming. Oh, they shouldn't have been drinking in the first place. Shouldn't have been wearing that then. Someone in power is doing this. The people within society look up to him, and he's validating this again. That it's the victim's fault if they are involved in a violent crime. The song Hellfire, I think, is the darkest Disney villain song. Frollo believes he's righteous in his actions, and I know I've said this a few times, but I hate that line with a vengeance, just because it's ridiculously untrue. He's asking why the devil, or I guess temptation he means, is so much more powerful than man, and that he can't control himself. Esmeralda is his temptation. Fine. But just because you're tempted doesn't mean you should just take it. Granted, he doesn't, but, and this is a big but, he overreacts so much that I can see the comparison in today's society again. Let her be mine, or she will burn. Wow, can't take rejection? Bet you would have played the whole I'm a nice guy card. Anyway, the comparison in today's society, well, one example is the shootings in Santa Monica. God forbid the guy asked girls out and they said no to him. So what does he do? Kills them. Can't have them, no one can attitude. I read an article about a young schoolgirl refusing to go on a date with a boy a few times in a row. Then was told the boy had brought in a gun to school. If she had said no one more time, he was going to kill her and every girl in the school. And they call women overdramatic. This is what Frollo is doing in this song. But the Santa Monica killer, by some people, is being treated as a hero, which I really still can't comprehend. I mean, if a girl did that, the whole attitude towards it would be completely different. She would be shown as a desperate and pathetic human being. Sorry, it's just Disney have it spot on the mark with Frollo, and yet no one has actually learnt the lesson it's trying to teach us at a young age. I'm just very passionate about equality. I could go on for so much longer about Frollo, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll wrap it up. I love to hate Frollo. His looks are scary, and his actual character is even more terrifying. To me, he's definitely one of the darkest and most underrated Disney villains. But that is just my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you agree, or do you think there's another villain that's darker? Comment below. I've been TC, I'll see y'all next time, and that's a wrap.